The tide of anti-Semitism continues to rise in the United States, across the West, and around the globe. From a string of vicious assaults in Brooklyn on members of the Orthodox Jewish community.
Is there a bias crime outbreak in Brooklyn?
To the atrocity in Pittsburgh.
There has been a shooting at a synagogue in Pittsburgh.
The worst anti-Semitic massacre in American history. To the attack on Passover worshippers at a synagogue in suburban San Diego. The resurgence of this ancient hatred has created a grim toll, with nearly 400 cases of violence recorded worldwide in 2018. In France, jihadists have struck again and again. An 85-year-old Holocaust survivor stabbed to death in her Parisian home. A rabbi and 3 children killed in a Jewish day school in Toulouse.
As terrorists gloated tonight over the Paris attacks.
4 Jews murdered at a kosher supermarket in Paris. Anti-Semitism has seen a resurgence in Europe and has spread across the ocean. Anti-Semitism online, along with incidents of anti-Semitic threats, vandalism, and desecrations, are increasing on both sides of the Atlantic. Anti-Israel protests in the US and abroad regularly devolve into anti-Semitic demonstrations, while socio-economic protests throughout Europe have spawned anti-Semitic vitriol. In the UK, the Labour Party is in upheaval after the party's leadership allowed anti-Jewish prejudice to go unchecked.
I cannot remain in a party that is institutionally anti-Semitic.
And even in the US Congress, accusations of anti-Semitism have been leveled at members of both sides of the aisle. AJC was the first to identify and call attention to the threat of rising anti-Semitism from 3 sources. On the far right, where extreme nationalist movements embrace anti-Semitic tropes from the fascist era. On the hard left, where anti-Semitism is often masked by criticism of Israel. And with Islamist extremists, especially in Western Europe, who often support the genocidal ambitions of Iran, ISIS, Hezbollah, and Hamas. AJC met hundreds of times with European leaders to wake them up to this growing threat. History has taught us that anti-Semitism flourishes when good people are silent. There's far too much at stake. We must fight back against this threat, here and now.